Welcome to the CEO's blog again this week. COVID, our special subject, every time we start with it. Some relief this week with the mandatory wearing of masks removed from the stable areas. You still will have to wear masks when you're in the stewards area or having a horse swabbed, or if you can't keep the social distancing guidelines that the government have in place. So it has been an inconvenience to many to wear these masks. Some prefer to wear the masks, but please, we've released that now. And as we go forward, we're looking at what we do with the Victorian and New South Wales border, but we won't move on that until the government have made a decision on that border. And of course, we're always looking at social distancing. At the moment, Maurice Logue is working with clubs with their QR code. So if you have received a message from Maurice, please respond to it. If you need help, please contact Maurice on the email address. Also, with others, we're looking at how we can reduce the space, that is, make sure that we can get more people on track. We're aiming to do that by mid-December, so the benefits will flow through to the likes of the Dubbo Red Ochre, the Shirley Turnbull Memorial, or the Parks New Year's Eve meeting. Also, we've got Albury on New Year's Eve, and of course the next day we move into New Year's Day with Leeton. So we've got to work all together. We've got to get to a point where we can have more people on track. So let's all do our best, remember our social distancing, and always remember our personal hygiene when we're talking COVID-19. Well, we're almost at the end of the postponed 2020 Breeders' Challenge Series. We've had the majors, we've had the blue. Now we move into the regional with the last of the heats to be conducted this week and the finals next week at Wagga and Newcastle on the Friday. What we are doing, we will put out shortly after the conditions that we raced under this year. There will be a couple of little amendments where we saw that there were imperfections, and we'll be asking people to feedback. Now is the time to give us feedback on this series. It will be run over the same period next year with the change of the racing calendar to a year on a yearly basis, but you make your comments, make sure they're constructive. Don't always look at the vested interest, but make sure that we have a series that everybody can compete in rather fairly. And when I talk about everybody competing in the series, very, very pleasing to note that every horse that was nominated for a heat of the major or regional finals gained a start. So nobody missed out. The investment in this series is true from Harness Racing New South Wales, and it's a reward to all owners as we share in around about $4.5 million, what with race series and bonuses. The New South Wales Breeders' Challenge is there to deliver to you, owners and breeders, trainers, drivers, and everybody in the industry. So be part of it when we go out with a review and make constructive comments to help us take it even better forward and make it even more successful than what it has been this year in such a trying circumstances of the postponed COVID-19 series. This week, the highlights commenced with Newcastle last Friday evening, where Clayton Harmy's treble in the first three races at Newcastle with Giddy Heights, Lily Mac and Stratty were a real good start for him. Craig Cross and Luke McCarthy combined for a treble at Tabcorp Park Menangle on Saturday night. Astonishingly, not a single bet could be placed on the TAB on Saturday night, which is Harness Racing's highest turnover night, due to an outage which remains under investigation. Ellen Bartley and Jackson Painting combined on Saturday night at the Griffith TAB Carnival Cups meeting in the Collier and Miller Griffith Cup, with Forever Yin for owner Janet Painting. Blaney on Sunday saw Amanda Turnbull as trainer and Isabel Ross as driver win the last three races on the program, with Chasing the Wind, Mera Viglia and Sabrua. Ashley DeLosa trained a winning double at Newcastle on Monday afternoon with Brooke Smart Dancer in a dead heat and Mammals Magic. Uniquely, trainer Cameron Davies also trained a double with Tick Tock Pocket Watch and in a dead heat with Do the Deal Dylan. Brooke Smart Dancer for Ashley and Do the Deal Dylan for Cameron were the dead heaters. Grace Pinella and Josh Osborne both landed winning doubles. The winners were shared evenly at Canberra on Monday night. Robbie Morris landed a treble at Menangle on Tuesday afternoon, two of which were trained by Kerry Ann in Hickstead and Bailey's Night. Jackson Painting landed a treble at Wagga on Tuesday night with Turbo Mac, Run Business Run and Rock and Roll Runner. Kerry Ann and Robbie Morris backed up at Bathurst on Wednesday night with a double in I'm Bill's Last and Fear Cruisin'. Jarrett Hetherington and Lee Sutton had a double at Tamworth yesterday afternoon with Lexi Moo and Listen to Lexi for owner Lexi Crosby. And at Penrith last night, all the winners across the 8 races were shared. The Owners Association bonus races continue, and how good have these been? If you're not a member of an association, the Breeders Association or the Owners Association, you should be, because both of these groups put on fantastic initiatives for their members. In the past week, Joel Goring with High Voltage won a bonus at Wagga, and at Penrith, Jeff Corrigan with Slick Sophie and Cheryl McDowell with Shesmac were always winners. If a horse owned by a member of the association wins, the owner will receive $500 cash from the association, $1,500 credit from Australian Pacing Gold towards next year's yearling sales. And even if a horse contests one of these designated races, is owned by an association member, that member will receive $100 cash from the association. Upcoming meetings where members' bonus races will be held are Young and Dubbo. We're now in November and it's Racing for Prostate Cancer Month. All the money that's raised in this promotion, which is supported by Club Menangle, the TAB and Harness Racing New South Wales, goes towards valuable research into cures for prostate cancer. For every race at Tabcorp Park Menangle during November, if horse 4 figures in the placings, prostate cancer research will receive $750 for first, $380 for second, $180 for third. The drivers of the 4 horse will carry the special prostate cancer research blue colours. Such is the support for Racing for Prostate Cancer Month. Other sponsors are joining the cause. DM Plumbing, Evercare, Hamish Sterling Graphic Design, Highland Sportswear, McLaren Real Estate, Multiquip Aggregates, Pride's Easy Feed and the Strictly Limited Company. After 2 race meetings, $1,395 has been raised, with Vinnie Chase, trained by Rob Zeri and driven by Robbie Morris, providing $800 to the cause in winning on Tuesday. If you want to sponsor the Prostate for Cancer Month at Tabcorp Park Menangle, contact Kate Butt. Every little bit will help in the research against this terrible disease which takes too many of our lives. The foal photo submitted this week comes from John Pritchard and Gwenda Murphy, and it's a beautiful little filly by rock and roll dancer out of their wonderful little race mare Girls Go Racing. The filly is a sister to Pink Bonnet winner Girl from Oz, who competes in a heat of the Breeders' Challenge tonight at Newcastle. Please, if you have a photo of your foal, just email it to me and we will use it as best we can in the coming weeks. And to close this week, it's Blaney's TAB Carnival of Cups meeting. Please, if you have time, attend the meeting. The boys out there at Blaney have been working very hard. This picturesque track is looking magnificent and they are welcoming people back on course. It was great racing last Sunday. There'll be great racing this weekend with the final of the Peter Marshall Memorial and the Billy Sue Cup. Please have a great week. If you can't make it at Blaney, watch it on Sky Channel, and whatever you do, enjoy your harness racing. That's it, and I'll talk to you next week.